Are your offers sitting on the shelf gathering dust instead of dollars? Don't sell your offers before you've done this. In this video, I am going to walk you through some very key reasons why your offers aren't selling and how you can fix that. And hey, if we haven't met, I'm Lise Cartwright, founder of Hustle and Groove, and I have helped over 1,000 creative entrepreneurs ditch social media and make daily sales without doing anything on social media. And today I want to talk to you about offers, the things that you're selling. Now, before we dive into this, I want to be clear about what an offer actually is. An offer isn't just your digital product, your course, your template, whatever it is that you're selling. The offer is the thing that surrounds it. So this might be where you've put something on sale. It might be all the tangible deliverables that go along with it. It could be the bonuses, all of that. That's the offer. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Because if your offers aren't selling, then there is something missing. And here's what that potentially could be for you. And here's the thing, your offers might be amazing, but if no one's buying them, there is something missing that maybe you don't know about. And so I want to walk you through what those are. And before you tune out, I know that you know exactly what I'm going to talk about here because you are smart and savvy. But I want you to listen, like actually sit down, turn your ears up and listen to what I'm about to say. You may have heard this before, right? I don't think that anything out there is new, but sometimes it lands differently when you hear it a different way. So here are some of the reasons why you might be struggling to sell your offer, even though you know it is exactly what your audience needs. Number one, you might not actually be speaking to what your audience wants. Now, this is so normal for us as creative entrepreneurs. We're often so close to what it is that we create, and we often think about what we know our audience needs. But unless we're actually meeting them where they believe what they need is what they're saying they want, then they're not going to buy because they're not going to see that this is the solution to the problem. So the first step is asking yourself the question, are the offers that I have created actually meeting my audience where they want to be met, right? Am I selling something that they have said they want? Which leads us into the next mistake that you might be making, and that is not clearly defining who the target audience is for your offer. Now, I'm not someone who believes in needing to niche down. If you want to focus in on one niche, awesome. But if you're multi-passionate like me, then it's not about niching down and picking one thing. It's about picking the audience to match the offer. Now, in the tangible offer framework document, which is something that I share with my members, I walk through an 8-point framework that literally starts with that very first question. Who is the target audience for this offer? And I'm not just saying, female creative entrepreneurs. It is female creative entrepreneurs who are struggling to sell offers. They've created them, but nothing is working. No sales are coming in. That's the audience that I want to be talking about if I was wanting to sell something about how to create easy yes offers, for example. So when you're sitting down and doing this for yourself, you also want to just go back through your offers and go, am I clear on who the target audience actually is for this offer? The other mistake that I see people making is not being clear on the actual tangible things that someone is going to get out of your offer. Now, this is where it comes down to a few key components that you need on your sales page, checkout page, whatever it is that you're doing. Number one, you need some type of mock-up image of what they're actually going to get. Now, I use air quotes because at the end of the day, if you are doing anything online, predominantly you're selling something that's intangible. In other words, they're not physically going to get something. But in order for us, aka your audience, to actually visualize what they're getting when they pay for something, we have to create some type of mock-up. This is why you'll see on all of my sales pages, there is typically some type of mock-up of what they're getting. And this could be the templates they get, this could be a video, all of those things to make up something that looks tangible. The other thing that we need to do to make something more tangible is be really specific about the tangible results that they're going to get and what are the tangible deliverables. So, this is where you break down all the elements that go into whatever it is that you're offering, right? So, if you take a course, for example, not only do you have videos, you might have transcripts, you might have workbooks, you might have templates. Those are all tangible deliverables. So you want to itemize those out on your checkout page or sales page, whatever it is that you're doing. So clearly defining those and then also saying why this is a benefit to them, right? We're so good at coming up with features, but what are the benefits? And the fastest way to get to a benefit is to start with the feature and then add on to the end of it so that you can, and then you can switch into writing the benefit. So features and benefits are absolutely needed, but you can't have one without the other. So now that we've just walked through some of the potential mistakes that you could be making right now, right? That's kind of that missing piece. What does make an irresistible offer, right? What makes something a no-brainer for your audience? Well, it's pretty simple. You are solving one problem. You're solving something that they need answered right now. Now, this is the same for whether it's a course, a membership, a training, a workshop, a template. What is the problem that you're solving? And the easier that you can narrow in on one that's really specific, the easier it will be to sell. And then how is this a no-brainer for them? And this is where pricing can come in. And so this is where you need to understand your audience, what they're prepared to pay for the things that you're offering, all of those things. But bottom line, it's very much about making sure that you meet your audience where they are at and you speak to what they want. And then it's your job to bake in what they need, what you know they need. They might not know that right now, and that's totally fine. They don't need to, as long as you're speaking to what they actually want. Because here's what happens when you don't do this. This is where you will find people buying your stuff and then doing nothing with it. Or you might have tons of people looking at your sales page or your checkout page, but no one buying. And that's because it's not clear. Don't use fancy ways to explain something. Make it clear and make it tangible so that your audience knows exactly what they're getting. So I know that you know this, but this always comes back to how well you know your audience. Now, that tangible offer framework document has, like I said, 8 questions. And the first 3, I believe, are the most important. Number 1 is who's the target audience? Number 2 is what are the pain points that I'm solving with this offer through the lens of that audience, right? That's question 2. And question 3 is what does life look like for this audience once that pain is solved? What does that look like? If you can nail those 3 things, then you will be easily able to create an offer that speaks directly to those 3 key components, because then your audience is just like, wow, it's like this person is in my head. Where we tend to go a little bit wrong is we make a ton of assumptions, or we turn to Google, ChatGPT, whatever it is, and we ask a whole bunch of questions. Now, Google and ChatGPT will give you some fairly standard answers, but what you need to do is have actual real life conversations with your audience. That can be as easy as jumping into a Facebook group, paying attention to what people are asking, or actually having a conversation, jumping on a call and chatting with someone. I know, like having a conversation with a real life person, how scary is that? But that's exactly what you need to do to deeply understand. This is how your offers become so easy to sell, because you're speaking directly to your amazing people. And if you're not sure what might make an easy yes offer, I actually have an amazing training that might support you. It's called Easy Earnings Training, and you will find out more details about that in the description below. But right now, the next video that is coming up on your screen is going to help you uncover what your audience actually needs. I have this really cool 15-minute method that is going to help you unlock and get clarity around that. I'll see you in that video.